All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're about to do the next leg on our around the USA flights on the simulator. And I was going to do this one yesterday. I was supposed to fly for real, so instead I did a really quick what I was supposed to fly in the real life because winds did not make that possible. Had the whole aircraft ready to go and decided, 25 knot gusts are not for me. But we are on the other side of the United States right now. We're on the west side, and we had to deviate to Salinas last time we did our flights around the USA on the simulator. So we're going to start at Salinas Municipal Airport, and then we're going to make our way all the way up to Sonoma County Airport. So this is going to be one of the longer flights for me, at least. And it should take us about an hour and 18 minutes, maybe up to an hour and a half by the time we're done. But we're going to take a nice scenic route direct over the bay here. We guys should see San Francisco, Oakland, stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty scenic, hopefully. And should be a good overall flight here. Everything else is planned. Plane is fully fueled. Hoping I didn't forget anything. Because I always seem to forget something when sending all these streams up and everything. But we'll roll with the punches. Alright, we are on VATSIM today. But there's no one here. In other words, there's no air traffic control, so we're going to treat it like it's basically uncontrolled airspace the whole way, unless someone pops up, and then we'll have to see from there. So, without further ado, let's get the plane started up. So, seat backs, track lock, avionics off, autopilot off. Very good. Throttle, 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to check my controls because, as you know, I use SPAD because I use these Saitek panels and everything, and sometimes they mess up a little bit, but we're good now. All right. So as I was saying, throttle 1/4 inch, mixture full lean, brakes are set, master on, beacon on. The fuel pump should not be on. That's a SPAD thing also. And nope, beacon on. All right. Auxiliary fuel pump is on now. Full rich on the mixture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full lean on the mixture. Pump off. And clear prop. Max start. There we go. And again, this is the standard 172 SP that you find when you have the Premier Deluxe version of the simulator. I wasn't going to go with any other version of the simulator because I like all the planes and having all of them. But also very fond of the Cirrus, which we will fly more when I'm not doing around these USA flights and try to mix it up a little bit more. But I'm trying to get these flights done. Hopefully by November we will have made it all the way around the perimeter of the United States. That's the goal. But we are on the West Coast and steadily making our way to the Northwest. I have real-world traffic on, so this is a real-world aircraft, but nothing else should be on other than VATSIM traffic, which doesn't have call sign. So if you see a call sign, that's a real plane in real life. And feel free to check that up in flight, what is it called? Flight Radar 24. But if you, like, for example, I've got it loaded right here. I'll check it up. I think that's just going to be a general aviation aircraft. But let's see. Flight Radar 24 says that is... Just enter in the number November 52. Recent. It's yep. It's going to depart. Actually, it is departing, or was departing. I guess it is departing. It's going to depart 9:45, and it's going to arrive in Half Moon Bay, and it's a Diamond DA-40, Diamond Star aircraft. So I found all the information on Flight Radar 24. Not that I'm a sponsor of that or anything. It's just an awesome app to have to see flights around you, and it shows you real-world flights everywhere. So it's kind of cool to check that out on the way when we're flying. I haven't decided if I'm going to do autopilot or not. Probably not, because I like flying things by hand, but we'll see. All right, we started up. Oil pressure should be in the green, which on this, that's basically what it looks like in this until you rev up the RPMs. So that's good. Light test required, because required. We'll put the landing, taxi, nav lights, pretend that's ADS-B, and we're moving on from there. Seatbelts and harnesses, good. Flaps up. Flaps are up. Very good. Heat vent defrost, yes please, it's California. Let's get a little cabin air in there. It has been getting pretty cold up here in the Northeast here and there, so you don't really need cabin air as much. In fact, the last flight I took, I actually had to turn off the cabin air because it got that cold at 4,500 feet. Avionics on. There we go. Transponders going on.
Salinas Airport information, Golf 1600.
And it's already on Salinas, so we're good.
Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet, few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature, 18. Dew point, 10. Altimeter, 29.90. Visual runway, 1 tree in use. Landing and departing runway, 1 tree. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have, Golf. Salinas Airport information, Golf 1600 Zulu. Windcom. Visibility, tree.
So at this time, we will go to the VATSIM Unicom channel of 122.8, and that's the same for all around the United States. So if you're a rural pilot, 122.8 must also be the CTAF here or something. I guess not. It must be a CTAF in the area. But anyways, this is the Unicom for all of the United States, at least, for VATSIM. And I'm not sure if they do it in Europe, because I really don't fly in Europe or anything. But there's no separate CTAF channels for VATSIM. Alright. AS is good. Altimeter's good. Alt and squawk. ADSB will be on. Radio test. There's no one to test it with, so we're just going to get out of here and it'll be fine. I can check. VATSIM Unicom, November 489 or Echo Foxtrot. Radio check, please. If anyone was out there on Unicom, we'd hear them. And there's some in LAX and stuff, but there's no... Well, this is Southwest, but don't know. Not going to happen. All right. Taxi light brakes. We're going to go out to runway 13. Let's look at the airport diagram here. We are currently at general aviation parking. And that's what Salinas looks like. So... And again, any aircraft you see with a call sign... That would be a real-world aircraft that's simulated. I might turn this down just a little bit. Thank you. Alright, so 1-3. Once again. Oh, we're just going to go right up the apron and take Alpha. Alright, cool. We'll do that. So we'll take a... right out of here. Let me figure this out for a second. So right behind me is there. So yeah, we're going to go straight out that way, and then runway 13 should be over there. Alright, here we go. Brakes are good. Just follow this taxi line right over there. We still have to do the run-up. So I'll get the checklist ready for that. And how's everyone doing out there today? It's Sunday. And it's a good day. Alright, come on now. You know why it looked weird? Because I had the wrong chart up there for a second. And like it defaulted back to Santa Rosa, which is where we are going today. But this would be Alpha, even though it says Charlie. Microsoft Flight Simulator has a big problem with taxiway signs being accurate. Like, none of them are accurate. So if you're using real-world airport diagrams, you might as well just do your best, and hopefully you have an electronic flight bag, which will show your position on them. So, but this would be Foxtrot, which they say is what? They call that Charlie. And this other one right here would be Alpha. And there should be a little ramp right here, which is what I was looking at, to do a run-up. But, you know what? Seeing I've got these taxi lights, which again are another big pain, we will just turn around here on the taxiway. And pretend that these taxi lights aren't here, because I'm pretty sure in the real life they are not. Alright, ready to perform the run-up. Run up. Brakes are set. Fuel set to both. Beautiful. Trim set to take off. Flight controls. We would look outside the window and we go in, right, left, out, down. We'd also look in the back because you'd be able to see the elevators moving up and down. Something you visually want to check while you do that. Simulator, we don't worry as much. Annunciator lights, which are right here. Test buttons up. Just make sure they're all lit up. There's no bulbs out or anything like that. Very good. Instruments. Turn coiners in the middle. No flag. And heading is looking good. Vertical speed looks good. I hope this guy doesn't crash into me. All pivoter's good. Horizon looks good. Your speed looks good. I'll move forward for him a little bit. I don't want to block his way if he wants to go. There you go, my man. Go at it. Is that VAT sim or not? I can't even tell you. But I was out of the way. I can get around me. Alright. Mixture best power. Good. Primer in the... Well, there's no primer again. Yeah, because it's not carbureted. Sorry. I'm so used to flying the carbureted versions of these. 1800 RPMs. Here we go. Brakes are already set. Good. Going. Check the right magneto. Looks good. Back to both. Left. Good. Back to both. Alright. Vacuum looks good. Amps are depleting, but they will charge after a while. Oil pressure, oil temp is good. Idling. That should hover around here with the needle if it's working. Alright. And back to 1,000. Alright, first thing we're going to do is look for that traffic, which is definitely on the runway, so that's good. I was out of his way. So I'm going to turn this around and get going on this flight. By the way, if any of you have Flight Simulator and you feel like flying with me, you would have to be on VAT Sim for this flight in order for me to see you somewhat. But feel free to join along. It's just a direct route from Salinas to Santa Rosa. You can even get to your airport in the area and just start from there. With that, if we're on the takeoff roll and there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, and there's enough available runway ahead of us, we will abort takeoff and land on the runway. If we are under 800 feet, there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we will land directly ahead of no more than 30-degree turns. Best glide speed is 68. If we are above 800 feet and there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we will take a turn to the... Let's go right, so that way I can have 2.6 if I had to. Take it to the left. Turn to the left and land downwind on the taxiway, the grass, the runway, whatever's available to us. Best glide speed is 68. With that, we look pretty good. We'll look for that traffic that was departing. I don't think I see him. No, he's already up there, so, all right. So we're going to call it. Salinas traffic, Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot, departing runway 13, departure to the northwest, Salinas. And that was for VAT Sim, so anyone who's on Unicom would hear me. We're good. We'll get to the runway. I'll get my stopwatch ready because I'm trying not to forget anything today like I usually do on sim flights, not real world. And see what we can do. But I think we're going to get some nice views when we get around Oakland and San Francisco over the bay. So it should be a good time. Yep. That was a little wider than I'm used to. Alright, we're on 1-3. We're down. Right. I'm going to start the stopwatch now, and here we go. Rotate at 55, climb at 74. Rotate, and there we go. We're off. That wind sucks going all over the place, but not very hard. So All right, this would be Class D in the real world, so I would have contacted ground and tower, but again, we're on VATSIM, so we're going to treat it like it's uncontrolled, non-controlled, seeing that there's no one on for VATSIM in this area. And we'll go to about 1,100-ish feet, and then we'll turn on course here to the left. Actually, I can't remember if 13 is a right or left. Let me check that really fast. One 3 is a left pattern, so we'll take a turn to the left. We might be able to see Monterey, but honestly, it was still socked in. Last night, I shouldn't say last night, yesterday during the day when I was going to do this flight, the wildfires are still having an issue with the visibility. It was down to a fourth of a square mile in Monterey, and Salinas wasn't much different yesterday, honestly, so we're lucky to have this little break here where we can get out of here. But, yeah, it's a mess out there, I guess. I don't live on the West Coast, but just seems like there's a big problem with visibility at certain times of the day. So all right, turn to the left. We're clear, so we're going to take a turn to the left and keep climbing. Even out here just to see what we're dealing with. No traffic. All right, we'll continue our left here. It's like making a left downwind departure, so set us up pretty good to get on track here. Flight planning. First checkpoint is Kilo Whiskey Victor, India, and that should be about 20 minutes away, and that's including the climb time, so we'll have to see about that. And also, my magnetic heading should be 322 by the time I'm on track here, which I'm almost on there. If I will fly the airport, we will definitely be there, because that's the point where I calculate the track from. And I'm using Google Earth Pro again. Old program, I know. We're using that as a tracking here. So here we are, and there's Sonoma County. We are climbing to 8,500 feet. We would be going through a Class Bravo around San Francisco, which is a little hard to avoid if you're going direct, but want to see the scenes, so. Climate around 80 now, so that way enhanced cooling of the engine and you can see over the nose better. And we're going to turn on course here. Again, very nice scenery in Flight Simulator here. Just the attention to detail at airports could be a little bit better with taxi signs, taxi lights, stuff like that. Other than that, I'm happy with my purchase so far, but they have to keep updating stuff. And the other thing is, yesterday in my streaming flight, the weather wasn't really realistic with 25 knot winds. So, I mean, the plane barely got pushed around, if you ask me. So, they have a little bit of work to do on the weather engine. But again, Rex said they're going to come out with one based on MEDAR reports. And I'm hoping that Active Sky will actually take the lead on that, because Active Sky is usually the best weather engine you can get for these simulators. But they have now announced nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're still working on prepared version 5. So, which I gotta be honest with you, for the hobbyist, it seems like we are veering towards either Microsoft Flight Simulator or X-Plane still, which I just never really got to X-Plane. I tried it a couple times, but been with Microsoft since Flight Simulator 98, so I just kind of stuck with it. It's just a preference. For our 3000, we're going to lean the mixture for maximum RPMs. Right about there. And our first checkpoint again is Watsonville Airport. We'll be flying over it basically. It'll be a little to our left. So, but once again, if you have any questions, you want to chat or anything, just go ahead and chat away. I will see it. You don't have to. You can just enjoy the flight the way it is. It's all whatever you want. Just inviting you on to the ride. It's pretty loud. Turn that down. There we go. Mark that EGT temperature there. Usually I don't fly any planes that have an EGT. They just don't. It's not something that's required, so I go by maximum RPMs. But once I do that and I kind of see where it goes, I don't mind marking it at this point. The winds are pretty light for winds of law forecast. I think it's what, 010 at like 7. That's what I calculated at least, and it seems to be pretty accurate right now. So I guess they have the winds aloft in the weather, right? But the effects on the plane are not as realistic as they are in the real world. I mean, there you go. You can see some of the smoke from the wildfires. That should be Monterey should be in the distance, actually. I'm sorry. So that's why we've been having problems and why I had to deviate from Monterey, because it was just socked in even more than that when I did the last stream on the Around the USA flights here. But seems a little bit better today. There's also a bunch of TFRs all around the place too as well for wildfires out there where they're treating it. But from my planning, we shouldn't have any problems with that today. The other flight we did, so. Pretty nice day other than that little bit of wildfire smoke and smog and stuff like that. And it's supposed to get better as we get north here too, so. Ground speed's about 99 knots. Says we should be at Santa Rosa, California about an hour and 10 minutes, but again, we're gonna have a better cruise speed once we get to cruise altitude here, so. $5,500, climbing to 8,500. That way we also avoid the Class Charlie airspace over San Jose, so it's the reason why I picked 8,500. But Class Bravo around San Francisco, you gotta go through it. So. Monterey Bay out there. This looks really nice. See what that little river there is called, if anything. No, they don't have it on there, but they do have a visual checkpoint here called Moss Landing. So I don't know exactly what that is, but this looks like some type of power plant or something. It's interesting. They also have that thing here. The marine sanctuaries up here, up north. They have special directions for that, kind of like a wildlife refuge type thing. And we're almost over Watsonville. So Watsonville's right here, and the airport should be slightly to the left of it. So let's take a look for it. It should be right above this highway right here. This should be a highway, and it's right over there. So, but very good scenery out there. So we're almost on our first checkpoint. I got a flight time of almost 14 minutes, and I said we'd be there in 20. But again, we also calculate top of climb in there because we're going slower. And I just averaged that out. We're at 7,000 feet right now, almost. And we need the mixture out a little bit more too. Still climbing. Palm Beach, if anyone's familiar with the area, Palm Beach is around here or so. I guess that's like a little town or something. Right on the coast. It is a little hazy, I think. Well, just a tad hazy with the wildfires here. Those clouds right here, those are mostly due to the wildfires out in the west. So. Alright, Watsonville, our first checkpoint should be coming up. Right there, that airport right there. So, get a time check there and continue on. From Watsonville, California, everybody. All right, 7,500. We got another 1,000 feet to go. I'm going to trim this up now because I'm kind of tired of holding the yoke back. fat sim right there. I will not be doing any flying in Norway, though, unfortunately. Just don't. I don't know. Just don't feel like flying in Norway. Never have, honestly, in all my years of simming. I've flown Paris. I think I've flown Spain and Italy. England I have, but never Norway. So, all right, Watsonville is definitely right below us. So I'm going to call that at 16 minutes. Which means all my times have to be 4 minutes faster. And that's the correct for the time of climb, this and that. But it's typically what I do in the real world here. And then everything kind of equals out after that. So. All right, our next checkpoint is San Jose, basically the outskirts of San Jose, and we should get there in about 11 minutes. So 27 minutes of flight time totally. And that should have some nice scenery. I mean, this is a huge, dense city area, urban area, if you will, coming up. So it should look pretty nice. Again, that was Watsonville. Also, Monterey Bay back there. We're almost at cruise altitude of 8,500 feet, so should probably get an updated pressure setting. So I'm going to dial into the Watsonville weather 275. Let's get an updated pressure setting here.
Kilo Whiskey Victor India Automated Weather Observation 1700 Zulu. Wind, calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet, few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature, 18C dew point, 10C altimeter, 29090.
Yep, we're good. Alright, just checking. And we're right about at cruise altitude here. And then we can start looking out the plane a little bit more once it's stabilized with trim. So, to our left would be Santa Cruz over here. And that's about it. I mean, you got some other things, but we're really looking forward to getting to San Jose here. Okay, once I get it trimmed out pretty well, we will take more looks outside the aircraft. To my right, that would be Morgan Hill, California. And it says, use caution, high volume traffic, 11,000 to 6,000 Morgan Hill to Hollister Airport. There should also be a big antenna off to our right, which I do not see in the simulator, but again, once I trim out pretty good, which I'm still getting there, then we'll take a look for all these visuals that they show in the sectional. And we're passing the Santa Cruz Mountains. That's what these are right here. But a little bit of haze. You know, I don't know if that's just atmospheric effects or whatever, but a little smoky. Again, we can take a look at our progress here. We left Salinas, we're on our way to Sonoma County, and we're right here. When we hit the southern part of San Jose, that's my next checkpoint, so. Alright, let's start taking a look outside the view here. Let me just get this to 2,500 RPMs. Very good. And we'll leave it there. Alright. Also, actually I have to leave the texture out one more time, just to make sure we're good. We were good. All right. Very good. So once again, Santa Cruz Mountains right here. We have Santa Cruz, the actual city over there. And out to our right, east, is Morgan Hill. That antenna that they said would be here, you really don't see it. So again, some things that could be improved. These are minuscule on the simulator would be have like someone make like a vector type product for the simulator and add like more of the towers and heck maybe even moving railroads if it's possible, because that would be kind of cool. Not that you're gonna see a lot of that, but I gotta trim up again. See, this trim is just a little crazy. It doesn't stay in one place even after you think you have it stabilized. So we'll keep working with it. And then it's very sensitive too, as you just saw. See what I mean? It's not like that in the real world, you know? But I'll keep working with it. We shall see. So in the real world, the plan is to fly next Saturday. And I think I'm going to try that Danielson, Connecticut flight again, because I want to get in a cross-country flight. And that'd be 53 nautical miles, 3 nautical miles over what would be acceptable to use it as a cross-country flight for my instrument rating in the future. And it's just a really quick flight. Again, according to the winds, it would have only taken me about 35 minutes yesterday to get there. But unfortunately, the winds were not helping me to take off, and it was sustained throughout the whole entire flight. So I was like, do I really want to go on a flight that's going to be bumpy the whole time and deal with that, or wait for another day? So I decided to wait for another day. Aeronautical decision making. San Jose is coming up ahead of us. As soon as if I can ever get this thing trimmed right, we'll take a quick look out there. See San Jose from a distance. Pretty cool. So has anyone else flown around the western part of the United States on the simulator like this? Because I'd like some insights from you, if you have any. Let me know what it was like for you. And if you actually live on the West Coast, let me know if this looks anything kind of like where you live. Because I live in Massachusetts, so I visited Los Angeles, and that's about it for the West Coast. I really haven't done much of anything else other than that. But, alright, this trim seems to be a little bit better, so. San Jose, everybody. You got San Francisco coming up. You have Oakland on that side. That is San Jose. Beautiful sight. I even remember the other simulators, this looking really, really good. I used to be very impressed with this area of the country right here. Oh. Well, Glybra, it can't be much. I mean, I really don't know, because I don't know what is in Spain for regulations, but I know that a lot of the concepts are going to be the same, no matter where you are. And so it shouldn't be much different. What type of aircraft are you going to train in, do you know? I actually looked up Europe one time to see what it would take for me to fly out there, but I guess when you have a license from the FAA, if you just have an N-registered aircraft that you can rent out there, that you'd be good. Yeah, the ultralight? Yeah. So let me ask you this then. Do they have different ratings, like light sport versus like regular private out in Europe or not? Or is it just one license and you can fly pretty much anything under a certain weight limit? If you know. If you don't know, that's fine too. Yeah, we're right on the edge of San Jose. So we're going to take a time check here for the checkpoint. 27, yeah, 27 works, cool. All right, right on track with the cross-country flight planning. But look at this, look at San Jose right there. That looks really good. See if the trim went out of whack. Oh, of course it did, just a little bit, not much. I know it's gonna bounce up a little bit, but. Oh yeah, yep. So yeah, it's a lot like the United States then. It's funny because in the United States, if you have a private pilot like I do, you can still fly ultralights and light sport aircraft with just your driver's license. So let's say that you didn't get your medical. I mean, you'd have to have a medical first to do the private pilot. Well, let's say that your medical ran out, but you have a driver's license. You can actually still fly a light sports aircraft here in the United States if you have the private pilot and a driver's license. So basically the private pilot would cover anything underneath it, sport, recreational, anything like that. And we'd also be allowed into Class D airspace with air traffic control and stuff like that because we have that training. So, but yeah, it's interesting that what other countries do. I would love to see Canada accept basic med, because when I go get my next medical, I'm not really looking to becoming a commercial pilot, I don't think, at all. And I am going to try to get my instrument rating, hopefully starting next year. Just trying to build my cross-country time right now. So that will be quite interesting to see if Canada will ever accept basic med as a medical certificate, because I will just do that instead of having to do the third-class medical like I already have. So. Wow, really? I mean, I would think Europe's a little more condensed, seeing that you have, you know, each country and it's a smaller landmass. But I also heard it's more expensive to fly out there, so. Which I don't know if that's true or not. But if I ever travel out to Europe again, I have been in Spain and Madrid and stuff, but that was way back in like 2000. So if I ever went out there, I don't know if I would be able to fly, because I know in the U.S., if we go anywhere to fly, let's say I take a trip to Florida, and I have experience in the 152 and the 172 already, and I have my logbook and everything. Even if I were to show them all that, I would still have to take, typically, 1 hour instruction in the airplane to show them that I'm safe with it, and 1 hour ground. So that's an hour, at least an hour I would have to pay for the rental and the instructor just to be able to rent the aircraft wherever you vacation, like Florida. That's for insurance purposes. That's not even really because of the flight school or anything like that. So they do get very stringent on certain things. And I think that the U.S., if in my opinion, obviously people should be safe and held to a certain health standard, but I think they go a little militant on certain health things on the medical, and they don't really practice, from what I've seen, the same type of fairness with the same cases. It really depends on who you get and what they think of it. So my medical examiner is a very well-respected person. He actually does FAA seminars and everything, but like, he'll just tell you straight exactly what it would take to get you a medical if you have a problem, which is nice. It's nice that he would do that, but it's very nerve-wracking, because once you fill out that little medical form with all your history on it, you're locked in. They find anything, they could just shut you down and say, oh, well, we don't like this, so you have to send all this stuff. And I've heard horror stories of people waiting up to like a year to a couple years just to get that cleared. So that's why I think basic med is the way I'm going to go if I'm not going to be a commercial pilot at all. I already have a career. I seem to be well into that, so it's more about me flying for fun. Okay, San Jose. It's right there. Our next checkpoint is going to be Palo Alto Airport over here on our right. But I wanted to show you more of the scenery here. Right to our right here is San Jose International. We have some real-world Southwest Airlines flights over there. Some beautiful scenery. And we still have more remnants of the wildfires right here. So no TFRs though. Palo Alto is coming up a little bit on our right. All right, well, thank you very much, Glide Brick. And I think you're a follower already, but if you're not, make sure you hit that follow button, and I hope to see you in the future. Have a good one. Yeah, well, thank you for following. I will see you in another broadcast. Have a good dinner. Palo Alto is right there. And I forget what this is, but that's supposed to be a popular little visual around here. So if anyone has any clue on what that was, I kind of forget what it was. Was that like a shrimp area where they farm shrimp? I can't remember. But it was something like that, I thought. Redwood City's off to our left too. So I will get more views outside. I just have to check here and there about the trim, which is not as forgiving as real world on this. But yeah, it's really nice. I don't know if you can see traffic at this site. Probably not. But got a golf course down there. And definitely looks better than prepared version 5 ever did around here. So the visuals in the sim are fantastic. The actual airports need work. Palo Alto, California. Redwood City. San Francisco will be up here on the left. We'll make sure to get a very good view of that when we're going by. Let's see if we can pump up these RPMs a little bit. Palo Alto, I think, used to be a military base. If I'm thinking about that right, because I kind of remember reading about it past. But they also had problems with, you know, more houses moving in and stuff like that. So small runway, 2,400 feet. So really nice scenery overall, you know. Alright, update where we are in all this. We are not there, so it didn't update right. Let me see if I can get that to update right. Yeah, it kind of turned it off. I don't know why it did, but it did. Here we go. So we are right over here over the bay. We're almost halfway to Sonoma County. And we're going to get some really good sights of San Francisco on the left here and Oakland International on the right. So still trying to figure out what the heck that thing is on the right there. That's part of the Don Edward San Francisco Bay National Wildlife Refuge. And then I think that this is a shrimp farm. I might be wrong. Actually, it says Mind Power BPO Web Labs something or another on Google Earth. So it's got to be something with power. That I was totally wrong about the shrimp farm thing. It's okay. Go eat one chicken nugget. I have no clue what you mean. As far as the dump, I didn't know if that meant you were announcing to everyone that you were taking a dump. But yeah, I'm not gonna land the plane in a McDonald's parking lot because I don't think that they would have that modeled enough to do that. However, there is a person on YouTube that actually flies a paraglider, I think they call it, and he actually has videos of him flying in to McDonald's and ordering food. So yeah. But if you know of a McDonald's, you let me know. And after I arrive at Santa Rosa, I will try my very best for you to land at a McDonald's or any other fast food joint, for that matter of fact. Can make it a challenge, but as of now, not going to be able to make that happen. So, all right, there's San Francisco out there. I'm just trying to trim this thing out again because I know I increased the RPMs, but it's still a little out of whack. It shouldn't be that bad. So, I like your gusto, though. I like your gusto. All right, let's take a look outside here. Maybe that's what I was thinking about. There's some type of bronze ship factory somewhere around here. But anyway, San Francisco, should have Oakland on that side. This is the bay. Loud and clear. I'd like to look for a Mickey D's right now, but there is none. God, I haven't eaten McDonald's in forever. I envy some people, but then I think about my health. I used to work at a McDonald's when I was 15. Does that count? That didn't last very long, and it wasn't because of the labor. It was because of the conditions. Alright, Palo Alto, until I forgot to check time there. If I said 36, yeah, it comes out to about 36. We should be passing Oakland International at about a total flight time of 45 minutes. That means 6 minutes away. 6 minutes away. Parallel from Oakland. Try to send the drone out here. How's that? So let me, again, this trim is driving me insane. Just trim out. All right. So there's San Francisco International. Taking the drone out there. There's a Japanese Airlines flight leaving. That's a railroad flight right there. Again, if you pull out Flight Radar 24, you can check out what type of aircraft it is and where it's going. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, let's go look at Oakland. I hope the plane's not crashing at this time. I tried to look at Disneyland when we landed at Santa Ana. It said the plane crashed even though it was parked with the parking brake on with the engine off when I used this. So that was a bug of some sort. But Oakland International looks like this. Not that bad. Yeah, alright. So now we're going to go back to the plane. And hopefully we're flying straight still. Oh, not bad. We veered to the left, the right a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, I gotta make sure everything's good here again. Trim up. That's okay. We can do stuff like that. I don't know why my frame rate is dying slowly, but come on now. Come back. Oh, you know why? Because they're loading San Francisco. Once it's in there, it should return to somewhat normal levels. So, RTX 380, I mean 3080 I do not have. Would I like to have it? Sure I would. Am I going to get it? Probably not. But the city is coming up right there in the distance. The Golden Gate Bridge will be over there and everything too. So we'll take a look at that as we go by. But Oakland will be on our right. We're going to head more up the middle here. Just must be a heavily intense scenery area. And I've never flown here before in this simulator, so it's probably downloading everything while we fly. Hence why the frame rate is dropping. But it should return as we get out of this area. So Jace, what is your experience with Flight Simulator? Have you ever flown and landed a plane in a McDonald's parking lot? Because that'd be impressive. If you're still with me, that is. Boy, that frame rate's really bad, huh? Nothing we can do about it. Just gotta keep going, soldiering on. Oh, a little bit better now. Not the best. San Francisco International, as I just moved that by accident. It's off our left wing. And Oakland International is right off our right side there. It's a little bit more in front of us. But you will fly right over the Golden Gate Bridge, which I hope is modeled. I think it is, because that was one of the scenes they showed when this first came out. So, but downtown San Francisco over there. Boy, this one must be one heck of a scenic route when you fly this for real, though, too. Sorry about the frame rate. I'm sure it'll return back to normal once we get through this area. It was doing so well until I hit the drone. Did you see that? Right now we'd be in class Bravo, so we'd already be in contact with approach and everything, and we would have asked for clearance through. But there's no one here except for LA Center, which is not in control of this area over here. That is eating up a lot of frames, I'll tell you that. Two-year-old on board, everybody. I am on the VATSIM East server, but I'm on VATSIM. I am not using Microsoft except for the real-world weather. Say hi.
Hi.
That's my 2-year-old, everyone. This is Maddie. Yep, that's the webcam. Oh, thank you. Hi.
Miracle C9 pushing back facing west.
That's our plane. That's where it is on the sectional. Yeah. Alright. not doing headphones right now, okay? I'm gonna do that maybe another time, alright? Sorry. We're flying past San Francisco though, which is pretty cool. Hey, don't touch things. Don't touch things. Remember when you pulled out the mixture fully? That was fun, everyone. That was really flying. Alright, listen, I want you to go downstairs. I'm gonna be done with this flight in about probably another hour. Well, okay, but you... Alright, wait, I gotta be able to do the flight here. Are you squeezing my nose now? Why are you squeezing my nose? Why are you squeezing my nose? Alright, I gotta give these people a view of San Francisco and stuff, so I need to put you down. Yeah, I gotta put you down over here. Just wait over here. Alright. Sorry about that. Can't say no. But, San Francisco. On our left. Ah, maybe we can even check out Alcatraz if I can get the frames to put this in the right way. Ah! There we go, a little bit better. I think that's the best I'm gonna get it. So, right there, downtown San Francisco, Golden Gate Bridge. Oakland, be on our other side over here. So I'm gonna call that pretty soon. For checkpoint time. 47 minutes. That's Oakland right there. Got a JetBlue real-life flight below us. That looks really cool. That looks really, really good. Doesn't look red though. Isn't it supposed to be red? I don't know. But yeah, if you fly Flight Simulator, feel free to jump in here on this flight with us. We're right near San Francisco International, so any airport around that area won't see you unless you're on VATSIM, because again, I'm not using the traffic from Flight Simulator except for real world traffic that it downloads. So, and hopefully when we leave this area, the frames will get better, because this is pretty brutal right now. But we're almost there. If you see the gold bar at the top, we're about 55% of the way there. When that gold bar is...
traffic, American 129 Heavy, taxiing 210 left via Alpha Bravo 1 Zulu.
When you see that bar all the way down, it means that we've arrived at Santa Rosa, California. So... I'm sorry if the stream's not coming through that well. There's not much I can do right now. So, whoop. Interesting. All right. Again, I hit the drone. I went and looked at things, and then it slowed down the frame rate. Hey, there's the Oakland A's Stadium, I believe. See Oakland over there? San Francisco. Alright, next checkpoint should be the Rebaz intersection, which is a visual checkpoint on the sectional here. Should be there in about 4 minutes, but I don't know. I think that this frame rate thing is slowing down my times here. We shall see. The visuals are great, but it is definitely slowing down like I'm not used to. So we'll see what we can do. Ooh, nice shot of the chair there. ENY 3677, that's a real world flight right there. So while we're in this little moment period of slowdown, if you will, check out what that flight is in the real world using the Flight Radar 24 app, ENY 3677. Let's see what it pops up with. That's Envoy Air, and it's run by American Airlines. It's going from Dallas Fort Worth to Santa Rosa, right where we're going. And it is a, is it Embraer? Maybe an Embraer. Yeah, 175, long range. So, pretty cool to check things up as we go. Show it live on the map here.
American 1660, does anyone have the altimeter by any chance?
Oh, that was...
Yeah, but 2992.
Thank you.
Alright, guess I'm gonna try to turn off some of these things here, so maybe it'll help us with our frame rate. That's pretty abysmal. I mean, it even looks like it's paused, which it's not. It's just, wow. Wasn't like this when we started, but I anticipate that once we get through the San Francisco area, it will be better. Oh, there's the San Francisco. There's the Golden Gate Bridge. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong bridge. Which is covered in smoke from the wildfires. It's all good. I think that this is Alcatraz Island right there. Yep. The Giant Stadium was over here too, off our left. Nice scenery, just really intensive.
Surface of traffic, I'm at 129 heavy, crossing 10 minutes.
It's a Southwest flight right there. Passed underneath us. Again, Oakland in the distance there.
Runway 10 right, hold point Zulu 1, taxiing via Alpha Bravo Zulu, San Francisco traffic.
American 129 Heavy, lining up and wait, 10 left. Surface of traffic, American 129 Heavy, departing 10 left. Using the City 3 departure.
San Francisco traffic, American 1660, Zulu 1 crossing 10 right. San Francisco traffic. American 1660, lining up runway 10 left. Yes, sir, sir.
Testing. 1, 2. Oh, I'm back. Hey, cool. Now that I've lost, like, basically everyone, which is understandable, we're going to start this thing around San Francisco. And hopefully I won't have that slow down and crash again. So that's what we're hoping for. So again, I appreciate your patience. And we will try our best to get this thing done. But I will have to set it up slightly, so be with you in 1 minute. Question is, where should I start from? Start from Oakland International. Start from Hayward Executive Airport, which is what I'm thinking of. So let me get that programmed in here. I think we're going to do Hayward. But that was not typical of what I have been experiencing on the flight simulator. So San Francisco might just be kind of hard. I'm going to put myself right on the runway too. And we're going to go to Santa Rosa. Group off, live traffic, live weather, and fly. And what we'll do is we'll continue on the same flight plan. Just going to take it from there. So have to connect till I'm in the simulator. But we are getting there. But you think that it can handle it, you know? I've never had a problem with anything else. And I know the memory use is high, but I got 32 gigabytes of memory in this thing, so you think that that can handle all that? I don't know. The simulator's taking up to 12 gigabytes already. Does that mean I should upgrade to 64 gigabytes? I'm only kidding. Not going to be able to do that. So. Alright, we're going to depart Hayward Airport around where we were. I'll be a little bit behind, but not much. Hayward Exec, Kilo, Hotel Whiskey Delta. Continue on our way to Santa Rosa. So. Oh, there we go. I follow the flight plan. Sweet. And I'll go from there. So hopefully everything works now. Everything will work. Start right on the runway. And just get the heck out of here. So, make sure all my stuff is working here. Okay, with SPAD. So we are going to have to do a quick startup. I'm just going to do it from memory and not the checklist, seeing that we're here. All right, here we go. Clear prop. And again, we're at Hayward Municipal Airport. Everything's. Here we go. All right, we're good to go. We're going to depart straight out of here and make this happen. So here we go. Rotate at 55, climb at 74. And this will put us right in the same path where we were. So hopefully this will not crash. It didn't even really crash, honestly. I restarted because it was really bad. So, start that thing back up too as well. So you might see a couple flashes here while I get everything back up and running. There's my fly life board there.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra continue for north departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
And I did not put my call sign in there, but that's all right. There we go. Now, some reason OBS isn't letting me load half the things, but you know what? I'm just going for it. We're gonna fly, and that's all that matters.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah. Don't need you because I'm on VATSIM, so I should go to 122.8. Seattle Center just came on, so we don't have to worry about that so much, but we are on VATSIM. All right, so listen, just to situate us here. On the right would be Oakland. Across the bay would be San Francisco. And we are climbing for 8,500 feet once again. So we'll trim this up. That's full power here. And keep climbing. We'll intersect our original path and we'll continue on. I'll resume my stopwatch now, but we'll adjust the times as needed. And we'll go from there. So, nothing else to do. Let's get some nice music on again so we can all calm and soothe ourselves in times of disarray when your computer goes to 9 frames per second. But look, it's working fine now. I mean, we're pulling what? 30 frames now. So does that make sense at all? No. So, no clue at all. No clue. We're back on track. So. Let's just have a good rest of the flight. Look how smooth this is now. I'm like flying like all over the place at 9 frames per second, and now it's wicked smooth. And the only thing I could think of is it was still downloading data and it was overcooking itself, downloading all the data. But let's take a look outside while we're climbing. That would be Oakland International. San Francisco in the distance. We are right about there when this thing decided to take a dump. That's right. I'll use Jason's words from earlier. A dump. The memory use is really high. We're about 80% of memory use, and that's with 32 gigabytes of memory. So it is what it is. Other than that, we would have been pretty good. So we are continuing on to Santa Rosa, California. And I'm pulling like 40 frames now. I don't get it. I don't get it. No clue. But hey, we'll get more scenic views of everything. Just so that my flaps were down thanks to SPAD, so thank you. Now I'll probably go a little faster. That's what happens when you don't get to set things up right away. There we go. Now I've got a good climb going on. Alright, we get around 3,000, we'll lean it out, and we're almost on track here. We're about 40 minutes out according to this speed, so it's gonna be probably more like half an hour. But good times. Climbing around 80 knots, hence cooling and vision over the hood. San Francisco's right in front of us. Oakland. Beautiful scenery. And the Golden Gate Bridge is out there. And you can see out there still smoke from wildfires, like I said before. And right around here is where it kind of froze up with the frames. But it's working great now.
American Airlines 21 pushing back from gate 21.
So it doesn't tell you much about what's going on here. Any aircraft you see in here, by the way, it'll most likely be real world traffic that I left in the simulator from Microsoft. But there should be some VATSIM traffic. You won't see call signs. So around the San Francisco area right now, we have one out there in the distance, but again, you're not gonna be able to see them because they're pretty far out. Let's lean the mixture out. Oh, look at that. RPMs went up that much. Right about there. And I'm very sorry, but I don't control how the simulator acts. Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco. It looks like it's still downloading data. Alcatraz Island, I believe, is right over there. Yeah. Some real traffic over there. That is a NetJet flight. And I can't tell which one it is right now. It's not on flight radar 24. Okay, we'll take a look at where we are here. We're at 5,000 feet and climbing still. It's nice to see. We are back on track on our whole route here. And our next checkpoint was the Rebaz intersection, which is coming up on our right, but we're not getting 9 frames per second anymore, which is good. It's actually pretty smooth. So, I don't understand the simulator with that. Do not. At all. wish everything just worked the way it was supposed to. Very nice views when it does work right. So now the city looks really good. It was still downloading stuff, so that's all I can think of, is that maybe it got bogged down with the downloading of data. No clue. But we're right where we should be. So we've just left, we're just about to leave, I mean, the Oakland Class C airspace. But we'll still be in Bravo for San Francisco, excuse me, for a little bit, and then we'll continue on our way up to Sonoma County. Try to get a better look at Alcatraz over here. Could be a little more detailed. They actually used to have scenery back in the day for FSX and prepared on that. So yeah, I mean, Microsoft Flight Simulator definitely has its limits to what can be displayed and this and that. And I have a pretty good internet too, so I would think that this would be the same experience by most people who have a pretty good computer. So I don't know how you get away with less than 32 gigabytes of RAM on this, I gotta be honest with you, because I think that's what happened. I think it just overtook the RAM and went nuts. But if anyone's watching, if you could give me a little test chat, just say test, because I don't know if my chat is working. When I had to restart the simulator, it took out some things. But I am determined to fly this.
Next up to traffic, American 21, taxi by Alpha Bravo, Bravo all the way down to 10.
Okay, that flight that just went by us on our left there, I'm gonna check out what that was. That was going from Napa Airport to San Diego, and it's a private owner. It was a beach bonanza going right by us. So we're almost at 7,000 feet climbing still. Things are looking a lot better than what they were doing about 15 minutes ago, where everything froze up. So that's the reason why I dropped FSX, because back in the day, that would crash all the time without a memory crashes. And no matter what I did, no matter what I tweaked, it kept doing that all the time. So when Prepared came out, that was a lot better. So all right, we're almost at the Rebus intersection here. And we are over the bay. I'm going to turn left to get more on course here. You can see right there, the Rebus intersection would be my checkpoint. Would be when I get over here, though. So we're a little off course, but we'll get back out of there. – 7,500 feet. We're supposed to be at 8,500. And my stopwatch is going to be totally wrong for flight time, but I'm going to mark what it is and then just add the times on to what it should be. So that's what we're going to do here. And that way we'll make sure that we're still on track. So originally I was supposed to be at Rebus in 57 minutes total flight time by watch. Excuse me. My watch, thanks to the crash, is saying it's an hour and 16 minutes in. So we're just gonna write down the time that I do pass rebus, and then again add the times on the other things. Yeah, all right. We're right back on track now. Go to 322. We should be staying on course. Pulling about 42 frames per second. I was doing 9 when this thing was not very nice to me. There we go. And rebus is here, so I'll say an hour and 17 on my watch. Alright, so we should be at our next one, which is Sonoma Valley Airport, 0 Quebec 3 in 8 minutes. And we're almost at altitude here, which is nice to see too as well. Alright. Try to trim this out. See what happens. Clean out the mixture a little bit more. About there. Good. All right. Now let's lean it out. I mean, let's trim it out. Alright, we'll try to get the Google Earth Pro back up to kind of show you where I am in relation to everything. And hopefully this will all work and have no problems. So you might see a flash there. Give me a second. It seems to be working, which is awesome. All right, so here's where we are. And we got Sonoma County up there. We left Salinas. And we're gonna make this happen, so. Trimming out was a little easier. Maybe that's something to do with the frames. I don't know. Take a look outside again, trim down a little bit. We are over the San Pablo Bay. Right here. Looks really good. Novato, California, coming up on our left. And the Sonoma Sky Park should be coming up on our right, way in the distance. Now, that's what will be our next checkpoint. So. Some really nice scenery here, though. It's too bad it had to crash earlier. Just double check this and make sure this is all working on here. Yeah, here we go. I think we're still alive. Very delayed on there, but all right, well, I'm glad that the streaming continued, even though the flight simulator basically crashed and burned. I'm going to try to get Google Earth Pro back online here, so this might flash the screen for a second, so I apologize. Here we go. I'm using this program called MyFS Google Earth. It's an old one. And what I'll do is we'll import where you are into Google Earth Pro, the downloaded version. But it looks like FSU IPC was down, so I just loaded that back up again, and we'll see if this all works. Actually, it does. All right, Sonoma County's not that far, by the way. We're 12 minutes out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start a descent here for Sonoma County Airport. Turn more on course first, but pattern altitude there is about 1,150. So we'll start our descent now to get down there. And we'll check our waypoints at the same time. Santa Rosa, California, or Sonoma County Airport, as we like to call it, would be Class D, but there's no air traffic control here for that sim, and that's what I'm on right now. So we're just going to treat it as a non-controlled airport, excuse me, while we do this. And we are going to fly over the town or city, I think it's city of Petaluma, California. Right over here. Again, I don't know what's with the frames, but they're working great now. Earlier we had to restart the simulator just to get this flight done. But if you are watching, feel free to chat. Unless you just want to watch, that's fine too. But chat should be working. Although other things, I couldn't get back on this stream, but that's fine because the main goal is to see the flight. So. Try rebooting this one last time. Sorry for flash. Go. It's working now. Yay. Alright, so just to show you why we're starting our descent, we're not that far up from Sonoma County. Passed right over the bay there. We came from Salinas. Sonoma County Airport is where we are going to land. Not that far. Here's Petaluma. That's what we're passing right now. And just descending down in a cruising descent to ultimately 1,250. I'm sorry, 1,150 in altitude to be in the pad altitude for Sonoma County. So let's get some weather for Sonoma County. 120.55. We'll see what we're dealing with here.
Santa Rosa Airport information, Echo 1800 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, a few clouds at 4,100 feet, a few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature, 25. Dew point, 10. Altimeter 29.88. Visual runway 20 in use. Landing and departing runway 20. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Echo. Santa Rosa Airport information, Echo 1800 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1.
That was weird. Got stuck on the weather there. We're going to take runway 20 according to the simulator, so that no one else is controlling us. And let's see if 20 is left or right pattern. It is left pattern, so we will enter on a left 45 downwind. But we're over Petaluma. We just passed the Sky Park at an hour and 28 minutes or so, so we're good. We're right on track, so probably not gonna check the other checkpoints because it's basically just a direct in right now. And I've got GPS active, so actually that was the last checkpoint. Sorry, the Sonoma Sky Park is the last one. There was another Sonoma Valley that came earlier, so we're right on track with the flight planning too as well. And out in the distance, I believe right there would be Sonoma County Airport in Santa Rosa, California. So that is our intended destination today. I wonder who... Oh, Charles Schultz, Peanuts. That makes sense now. So I guess the creator of Peanuts used to live out here, if they're calling it Charles M. Schultz Sonoma County Airport. They named it in his honor. And I'm looking at Google Earth Pro. Yeah, they have like a museum and everything to them. Yeah, so that makes total sense now. So welcome to the homeland of Peanuts cartoons. Very interesting. Alright, I gotta take this and decline it for a second. We're gonna worry about flying first. That was my brother, everybody. Probably trying to get to me about my kid's Nintendo Switch and putting something on it, so. But we're gonna worry about flying first. Finish up this flight first. Right, we'll report our where we are in a little bit, but again, it's Class D, so I'd probably report that about 10. I'd probably contact tower 10 miles out, so I'll report 10 miles out. And I've dialed into the Santa Rosa VOR. So we'll turn, supposed to be on nav, thank you. Turn this until it lines up with the center there. And it'll tell us which direction we should go to get to Santa Rosa. Just right about there. Just right about where we are. So that's how you can find where you need to go in case you're lost. And estimated time of entry on here is 6 minutes. And same thing on my tablet GPS. So, gonna enrich the mixture a little bit. And we're gonna make this happen, despite everything that's happening. I got my brother calling me. I have the 2-year-old coming up here. I had 9 frames per second over San Francisco. We're gonna make this happen. I'm not gonna let anything distract me. I just need, like 20 more minutes before anyone can bug me. So, when it rains, it pours, I guess. When it rains, it pours. You can never, I gotta be honest, I'm a little jealous about the streamers that don't have kids and stuff because they don't have to anticipate problems like that, whereas I have to work around that, which is not a bad thing because I love my kids and everything, but it becomes a little hectic sometimes. That definitely is Charles Schultz, Sonoma County Airport in the distance. Sonoma traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, 9 miles to the southeast. We're going to intercept a 45 left downwind to runway 20, Sonoma County. Don't touch anything. No, no. That's my 2-year-old, everyone. She's back in. Can you go see mommy for like 10 minutes? I'll be with you in like 10 to 15 minutes, dear. Okay, we're reaching the mixture here. All the way. We're close enough to 3,000 where I can do that. And thank you very much. I cannot see followers, believe it or not, but thank you. And leave a text message so I can thank you properly. But thank you for following this channel. Appreciate that a lot. And just a lot of things were taken out when my sim crashed earlier. Like I can't see any following text or anything like that. But I do appreciate it, and I do thank you. It's just been that type of day. It was going great. Everything was looking great till San Francisco, and then the simulator messed up. I got people calling me on the phone here. But I do appreciate it, and I hope that you are enjoying watching this flight into Sonoma County. But feel free to text me on the chat so I can thank you properly, like I said. Sonoma County right up in front of us. And we're going to make this a left 45, which we're doing well. We're about 6 miles out, so... Sonoma County, Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot, 6 miles to the southeast. Gonna set up the 45 for runway 20, Sonoma. See the airport clearly in sight. Here are the runways. And 20 with the other side of this runway, I believe. That's what I'm looking at least. Getting down to 1,150 feet, so still a little high, but we're still 5 miles out, so it's looking good. For some reason on the simulator lately, I've been too high in my approach here because just didn't start the descent early enough. This time I started it a little bit early. And just for reference, here we are. Here's where we'll be in a minute, and there's Sonoma County out here. So runway 20 should be this one right here, and there is a land and hold short clearance, but I'm guessing, seeing that I'm in a 172, it's not going to be that bad. And actually 20 is going to be on the other side here. Very good. Do appreciate all followers here, though. We are a growing streaming channel, And now I also have my Eric Flight YouTube channel, which I actually started with first, where I post my real-world flights and archive these streaming flights. So I appreciate my YouTube followers as well as my Twitch followers. Trim down a little bit, get this down a little bit lower. And there we go. I'm going to swing out to the left a little bit to get that 45. And we'll just call it 45. Sonoma traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot 2 miles out on the 45 for runway 20, Sonoma. Okay, I'm going to slow it down just a little bit, try to get down more here. I should have started my set just a little bit more early, but never happens in real life like that. I'm really good at that. It's just a simulator for some reason. Probably because I talk so much. I don't know. It's a little different when you're streaming. You want to converse with people. You know, that's the whole point. If I just wanted to fly it, not converse, I just fly it offline. All right, we're going to turn a left downwind here for runway 20. That is Sonoma County, and we'll get the airport diagram ready as well. We're almost on the left downwind, and we're right where we should be that way, so I'll put more RPMs in there. Keep it 1,150, so actually we came in pretty good there. Sonoma County traffic, Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot left downwind for runway 20, Sonoma. Okay, beam the numbers, good. We'll go to 17. 100 RPM, that is. We'll also put in 10 degrees of flaps, seeing that we're under 110 knots, and we'll drop the nose just slightly. Okay, that's 20. Probably around this highway, I'll turn left base. We are clear on the left. Okay, left base. Alright, we'll even out here, go to 15 and give it 10 more degrees of flap. Speed's looking good. Okay, turn a nice final here. Sonoma County, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, base to final, runway 20, Sonoma. Speed looks pretty good. And here we go, we're gonna land 20. And we're gonna try to taxi off to the left, because everything's on the left, including hangars and everything, terminal. We might take a quick look at Google Earth Pro here when we land. Okay, we're getting there. This has been one heck of a flight, so I appreciate if you stuck out and watched this whole thing. Was not too happy around San Francisco the first time. Then I restarted and everything was fine. So again, I apologize for all that. We do have a pretty good computer here. It just has to do a little bit better. Full flaps. 65, 60. Throttles out. Nice landing. All right. Flaps up. And aerodynamic braking, which doesn't work very well on the sim. But we are good. We're going to turn to the left onto Delta. And we'll figure out where we have to go from there. When I look at Google Maps to figure out where the general aviation traffic goes, let me clear here first actually and check my checklist. Very good. Alright, checklist. Alright, flaps up, strobes off. Taxi lane I leave on because I want to have maximum visibility. Trim set for takeoff. Very good. So, take a really quick look here. Where the heck is the GA traffic? Sonoma County. Oh, it's in the back there. Alright, so that would be off of Kilo, if I'm right. Yeah, looks like it's off of Kilo. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll continue down Delta. We'll cross runway 1432. Take a left onto Zulu, actually, and we'll go in there. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, here we go. Straight ahead on Delta. Remember, don't trust the signs in Microsoft Flight Simulator because they're all wrong. They have the wrong letters on them. Sonoma County Airport, Cessna Attica Foxtrot, taxiing to general use parking via Delta Alpha 4 Zulu, Sonoma County. And we'll call that what county. See, but this is supposed to be taxiway Delta. See that? It says Charlie. It seems to say Charlie everywhere the way I'm looking, but look left and right. We're good. We're good. Sonoma County traffic, Cessna Attica Foxtrot crossing runway 1432 at Delta, Sonoma County. And there we go. They have them right in front of the tower, so now I'm thinking, should I go in front of the tower or not? Don't know. No, I'm gonna go where these are right there. That's where I was planning before. So, all right, now the first one, the second one. What's going on here? I don't know. I should have went that way actually. So let me go that way. Oh, it's so hard without taxi signs. It really is. So. All right, this would be Zulu. No, whatever it says, but this is saying Charlie again. You see, like it says that this is Delta actually, so that's kind of weird. And we're gonna park right over here. I don't care what they say. This is where I'm going. And we got here about an hour 18, like I did calculate. If it didn't crash in the middle over San Francisco, we would have been fine. But I can only control what I can control. So, do appreciate again all my viewers for hanging in there. I know it wasn't the easiest thing when I put the standby screen on and I was trying to figure everything out. But we did our best. And I would have a tow bar in real life and push this back after, so that's why we're parking this way. Alright, keep it at 1,000. Checklist. Alright, ELT verify silent, avionics off. That includes all lights except for beacon. Very good. Alright, mixture full lean. Nice. Mags off, master off, lights off, and parking brake. Alright, which is sent. We never do that in the real world, by the way, because we always worry about hydraulics leaking if there's a hole, so we just usually chalk it. But this is Sonoma County. I'm going to try doing the little drone flare on here, get a little visuals here. This is where it went wrong last time. I went and I did the drone around San Francisco to show San Francisco International and Oakland, and then it dropped in frames. So, I don't know. I think that you should be able to use the drone, though, don't you? I don't understand why you can't. So let me try one thing actually. Get rid of that and this, and see if that was the problem. No, that wasn't the problem. Well, maybe it was a little bit. Maybe that Google Earth program doesn't like it, but Sonoma County Airport, right here. Charles M. Schultz, creator of the Peanuts, is memorialized with this airport. And go a little bit higher here, get a really good view. I do not know why the frames are so crappy right now. Unless it's loading scenery. But about 15 frames per second. And there we are down there. So that's where we're going to end this flight. Again, I just want to say thank you so much if you stayed along. That's weird. Now it's hanging around there. So let's go back to the cockpit and hopefully it's better. Nope. Frame rate dropped again. So I am not going to be able to use the drone then during flying to check visuals, I guess. I have no other clue.